We are all gambling and dating. We're gambling with our heart, with our mind, with our body. Most importantly, we are gambling with our wallets. Now, for some people, it's worth it because you win big or you lose big. So for some people, this is a risk that they are willing to take. Now, today I have the perfect clip for you guys where a woman is actually giving some good advice. So I want you guys to join in on this conversation. Comment under this video. Let me know your thoughts because we're going to get right into it. Wait, before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel. So here we go.
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry because I was too hot in the ass.
Ooh.
I was thinking I was the shit and had options. And I did. But they wasn't good fucking options. I ended up losing a man that I would call 3 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to cuddle. And this man was coming town to see me. You know what I mean? 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wait a minute. 3 o'clock in the morning? Ain't no cuddling going on. Well, okay. You know what? I appreciate the PG. You know, I appreciate that. Okay. All right. I got it. But 3 o'clock in the morning? Come on. We all grown. All right.
Morning. What man you know doing that? I had a man that knew me and my son was in the house hot as fuck. He went out of his way and spent $300 on getting me and my baby a air conditioner to put in our house. And me and that man ended up hitting a rough patch in our relationship.
Ooh.
And I decided to go seek, you know, other options because I thought they was better. And, you know, at the time, dealing with it and being in the midst of it, it might have seemed like it was better. You know, it might have seemed like, yeah, this is a lot better. But, you know, after it's all said and done, that shit wasn't better. You know why? Because that man that I was supposed to marry wouldn't have had me dealing with my pregnancy alone. He wouldn't have left me out to go to every single appointment by myself. He wouldn't have had me in a delivery room by myself giving birth to not one, but 2 babies at one time. That man...
Wait a minute. 2 babies? At first she said a baby. Now she's saying 2 babies. Ooh. Ooh, wait. Some people can't get up from the table, man. Some people got to give the winnings back to the house.
I want to feel like it's raining on me, okay?
To the house. Gambling is crazy.
Wouldn't have missed his kid's first birthday. That man wouldn't have not seen his kids in over a year in person. That man wouldn't have fed me bullshit and lies and excuses on why he couldn't be there or why he can't show up. He would have made a way. And it's like, I just say all of this to say, like, you really don't know what you got until it's gone.
That's
you
true.
really don't know the value of things until it's gone. And I'm not even trying to bash my baby father or anything like that or speak down on him. But it's like, if I had known better at the time and I wasn't so young, dumb, and full of cum, I wouldn't have did that, you know? If I had known better, I would have done better. And every day I'm working towards trying to forgive myself for that because he didn't deserve that. And, you know, women make mistakes too. It really ain't all the men that out here that be cheating and lying and, you know, doing stuff like that. Like, women have babies on men too, and I'm sadly one of them. But
what? After all of that, she revealed that she cheated on the man who provided her with what she needed, and she had children with other men, with another man. Listen, a lot of women are going through this. When I talked about gambling, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that this woman was willing to stay at the table because she just thought it was going to get better and better and better, right? She was just going to keep on working those options, just keep working them. Now, I will say this. I'm calling this good advice because this woman has shown or is showing that she wants to help other women be better women. She wants to show women, hey, if you don't do the right thing with the right man, it's going to come back and bite you out the ass. In other words, if you win big, get your ass up off the table, go cash out, and go live your life. She's taking accountability for what she's done. Now, this is great, but how much damage, how much carnage did she have to experience? How much trauma does she have to experience? Her and her children, how much do they have to experience because of some dumb decisions that this woman made? Now, the third reason why this is good advice is because she clearly now is seeking, desiring that stability that she once had. Now, let's be honest. This actually does go both ways, but the messed up part about a woman cheating is women bring babies home, and they usually, well, I don't want to say usually, but there are women who bring babies home to a man that those babies don't belong to. That's where a huge problem comes in, because now that man will be taking care of children as if they're his own. Now, I have a story for you guys, because this was something that actually woke me up, or gave me like a good manhood lesson. There was this guy that I knew that I called a friend. And when I met him, he had 2 children. Now, this dude was a black man, but when I met him, I had my 2 children out. He had his 2 children out. You know, we met at a McDonald's place. We just kind of had a conversation because the children were playing. So he was asking me, are those 2 mine? And I'm like, yeah. So I was asking him because I didn't really see any other black children in this place that we were in. And he was like, so I was like, okay, yeah. Where your children at? And he pointed to 2, and I was like, are you sure? Right? Like this, and this was in our first conversation. Literally, I was like, those 2 right there? Okay, well, damn, they didn't, like, all right, cool. I mean, they didn't get none of your genetics at all. Right now, come to find out later on down the line, maybe about 3 or 4 months later, he comes to me, right? Because he goes and get a DNA test done. And this was the first time I had even seen a DNA test being done, or like the results of it. And this thing said there was a 0% chance that both of these boys was his. So when we talk about like what happens when a woman cheats, the reason why it's more terrible is because you'll be taking care of children that's not yours. Now, I'm going to say this in his defense. The reason why he wanted these children to be his was because he had children with other women, but he wanted boys. And this was the first time that this woman provided him with what he was looking for. The only problem was these boys weren't his. Now, I hate to keep saying this. Actually, no, I don't. Social media and the music that we're currently listening to, it is terrible for relationships, because when women feel like they have options, you know what? Women actually do have options, but these options fall into a few categories. You have attention options, you have sex options, and then you have relationship options. Now, which options which options is she actually looking at? Which options make sense to her? Well, if you're not giving her any attention, she's going to be looking for the attention. Therefore, she's posting things and hoping that people watch or look at it and actually hit that like button on her. Next, you have the sex options. Now, women really get confused with this one, because this is where the simps or the game guys, they come into play, because, hey, if they trying to get you to bend that thing over, then guess what? They gonna say whatever they need to say to get what they want out of you. And then, of course, you have your relationship options. Now, this is really confusing to women, because they mix up the sex options with the guys who will actually give them a commitment. Now, when I'm talking about commitment, let's use her example. She said there she had a man who bought her a AC, well, her and her child a AC because it was hot. But the guy that she chose to have children with was a guy who wouldn't even show up for his children's first birthday. Now, me being a father myself, I can't even imagine that. Like, I was there for my children damn near. Like, I can't remember a time. Well, there was a few times, but, you know, when divorce happened, you know, things happen. But outside of that, I've been there for my children. So not being there or letting so much time go by. Where next is women really have to learn through trauma. And the unfortunate part about them learning through trauma is this is what a man doesn't want. This is what a man does not desire, the trauma. Because most women would say, oh, well, you're bitter and you're angry and you're hurt and you need to get over it. You need to go seek therapy. But the truth is, you're not over the anger. You're not over your trauma as well. In fact, you are probably just as bitter. Therefore, you're carrying that baggage with you, bringing it right into the next relationship. This woman is bringing in damage or baggage from another man. And the reason you notice is because every time she sees those children, she remembers her relationship with that man. So this is not something that she's going to easily get over. Now, some women do and some women can, but the majority of women, especially in today's day where they're already not loyal to a man or they're not loyal to the man that they should be loyal to. Perfect example right here. She's loyal to a man who isn't going to do anything for his kids. Not loyal to the man who actually bought her an AC. Now, this is a life lesson for all of us. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Now, when do you actually realize it? Better question, when do you actually get up from the table? When do you realize that you have won and now it's time to move on? Now it's time to use those winnings for something else. When do you actually figure that out? Do you figure it out after the winnings are gone because you thought that you could stay in the game, or you could stay at the table, or you could stay on that machine and just keep on hitting, right? Because sometimes it's your day, sometimes it's your night, right? Depending on where you are. But at some point in time, it's going to bite you in the ass and you're going to give all the winnings back. Fellas, this is why I constantly say, work on your confidence, reinvent yourself, become a new person. Exercise at least 20 minutes to an hour a day. I would recommend a little closer to an hour because now you've gotten what I would like to call at least a good workout in. Next, you want to make sure that you invest in things that give you a return on your money. I'm constantly looking at stocks, life insurance, business credit, and my own personal credit just because it's has been something that's been a great tool for me to use. Also, one thing that I had to learn about credit, because I didn't know this, right? I had to seek out financial knowledge on my own. I didn't grow up with the financial knowledge. I got my financial knowledge based on reading some books, listening to some people on social media, doing some research, because everything they said didn't make sense. But what I understand about credit is it is a IOU later, meaning you can get what you need now and you can make payments on it later. That's what I get. Now, the most important thing is your mind. So make sure you read, make sure you meditate. That way, when you do take action, you've already visualized it. Now you're just doing what you need to do. But while you are living, while you are fixing yourself, while you are reinventing who you are, make sure you adapt to dating, because this is the type of stuff that happens all the time. When you're out here living life, what you will run into constantly is friends with benefits, situationships, flings, vacay bays. To me, it sounds like she got caught up in a whole bunch of situationships because of the attention, because of the options that she actually had, or the options that she thought she had. Remember, women mix up guys who will give them commitment versus the guy who just want to bend that ass over. So, with all of this being said, I got a question for you. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that this video is done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Also, share this video to somebody that this can actually help. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.